I've given you a few links, and certainly this is in the lessons folder, but I just wanted to make sure that we were all on the same page about the midterm. The midterm is going to be scheduled for 2 hours. It will be Proctorio, monitored by Proctorio. You can use a note card, one note card, but you won't be able to navigate away from the page. You, the computer will choose which essay questions you get, but I want you to know that these are the questions that I'll be choosing from. You'll have one question that will be one of these 5 from chapter 1, 2, or 3. So you can prepare for all of them. And on the note card, I would put bullet points, and make sure that you use the formula that I have explained. What was the problem? How was the problem addressed? And then what were the long-term implications of that problem? So at a minimum, your essay answer should be at least 3 paragraphs. If there are any cases involved, then I want to hear about the cases. I'm going to be looking for cases. Then after you do the chapter 1, 2, or 3 question, then there will be 2 questions from chapter 4. And these are the choices for the chapter 4 question. So actually there are 6 choices for chapter 1, 2, or 3. I didn't spend a whole bunch of time talking about Johnson's Great Society program back in chapter 3. So I did talk about it, and I talked about categorical grants. So that's one that you probably want to dig into a little bit more and make notes on. And then these are the questions from chapter 4. You'll have 2 of them. The evolution of selective incorporation doctrine. That is the practice question that we did in the journal. And those of you that did it, I gave you feedback on it. The exclusionary rule. What is the right to privacy? And make sure that you don't start talking about the 4th Amendment, that you're talking about Griswold, Roe, and Lawrence. Why are the establishment and free exercise clauses necessary to maintain the separation of church and state? You want to make sure that you first talk about what the establishment clause is and separate that from what the free exercise clause is, and then give me plenty of cases for both. In the free exercise part, we only really talked about Hobby Lobby case, but I gave you a lot of examples, so you would want to list those. So Tana Freeman and Alfred Smith. And then the Miranda versus Arizona case. How did Miranda versus Arizona change the way law enforcement treated criminal defendants? First, you want to talk in depth about what the case was and what the case required. And then one subject that I didn't discuss much in my lecture, but is definitely in the text. How has the Supreme Court tinkered with these rights over time? Little by little, they've kind of said, well, you don't have to have this, or if a person didn't do this, then it's okay to go ahead and admit their testimony, even if they didn't sign a Miranda card. So make sure that you have that in your notes, because you're going to get 2 of these, and again, it'll be random. So I wanted to make sure that you understood what to expect for the midterm.